May is Mouth Breathing Awareness Month. And today we're going to talk about the elephant in the room when we talk about mouth breathing, and that is mouth taping. Mouth taping to me is somewhat like fluoride, and that people are for it or against it. There's not a lot of in between, but it is something that can be helpful if you are a mouth breather. There are a few things that you need to know. What are those things? We'll get right to that. Today, we're going to talk about the benefits of mouth taping, why you might want to tape, when you shouldn't tape, and the different types of tape that there are. When I tell someone about this that hasn't heard of it, they look at me like I have two heads. And I have to admit, when I was first told that it was something that was going to be helpful for me, I was a little skeptical. But I found out that I was seeing the wrong doctor. 2 or 3 times a night, I was getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the night and not sleeping, waking up with a dry mouth, a stuffy nose, headaches, thinking that I couldn't breathe through my nose. And that's why I was mouth breathing. And then thinking that it was my bladder that was waking me up. And that's why I was having to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Turns out it was my mouth. How can I be a dental hygienist for over 30 years and not know that tongue position and mouth breathing was such a hot topic and could change what's happening in your entire body? We need to breathe. It's the one element that we need to survive and thrive. We cannot live without oxygen to our brain for 4 to 6 minutes. So when we talk about being healthy, why wouldn't we talk about your mouth and your nose? You need to be able to breathe through your nose. We were meant to breathe through our nose. So when we can't stop breathing through our mouth, taping is a good benefit to keeping our lips together and forcing us to breathe through our nose. But we all know some people cannot breathe through their nose. So that's the one thing that you need to look at, and the one reason you should not tape. If you cannot breathe through your nose for 3 minutes, don't try taping. You can hold water in your mouth and time yourself. Can you just breathe through your nose holding that water in your mouth? Or you can tape your lips shut. So by using some of these tapes that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. But first, I want to talk about why you would want a mouth tape. So we have people that struggle wearing CPAP machines, and we give them positive pressure up their nose so that way they can get the nitric oxide CO2 exchange. Mouth breathing is affecting a whole lot of people. There are more and more people wearing CPAP machines, and we're forcing the air up their nose, but they're still breathing through their mouth. Some people can close their mouth and use the CPAP machine, while other people are still struggling with the CPAP machine because we haven't addressed the underlying cause, which is the mouth breathing. When you breathe through your mouth, you use your chest, and you're always in fight or flight because your body kicks into survival mode. Again, we weren't meant to breathe through our mouth. When we breathe through our nose warms, filters, humidifies the air, and we get that nitric oxide CO2 exchange that we need. The nitric oxide CO2 exchange happens in the blood, and that blood and the oxygen gets to the brain, and we need that to function and survive. When we're mouth breathing at night, when we sleep, like I said, we're always in fight or flight. So it disrupts our circadian rhythm and our sleep patterns, and we never get that good REM sleep. That REM sleep is when we store our memories, when we rest and repair. And when we're mouth breathing, it's affecting our gut health. We're taking in air, so we could have more irritable bowel. We could have more gas. We could have more gastric reflux. All of these things happen because we breathe through our mouth. So we want to not be in fight or flight when we're sleeping. So if you're waking up with dark circles under your eyes, a sore throat, a dry mouth, getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, waking up with headaches, TMJ issues, snoring, clutching, grinding, these are all signs that you could be mouth breathing. Again, don't try taping if you can't breathe through your nose. But if you can breathe through your nose, there are several types of tapes that you can try. And what I don't recommend is just putting a huge piece of tape over your mouth like this. You don't want to use tapes that are not meant specifically for mouth taping because it could pull off the hair. It's going to leave a sticky residue. Some people are allergic to the adhesives. So there is tape that's specifically for your mouth. And more people are throwing their hats in the ring because it has become so popular and it is very helpful. Hostage tape is one of them. This is a video of it. I don't have my hostage tape because I left it in the hotel of the last place I was in. It comes in a little container, which I like when I'm traveling. But there are a lot of mouth tapes that I use. So there's a link below for hostage tape. All these different tapes, some of them I'm an affiliate for, some of them I'm not. So there'll be links below if you want to try them out. And then you can just Google it if you don't like some of the tapes that I've showed you. Again, there's probably many that I'm not going to show you on this video today. There's all different types of tape. So Somnifix is one of them. And what I like about these is you can get them on Amazon. They come in individual packages and you just open them up. You want to make sure that you rinse your mouth off. If you're going to put chapstick on, it's okay to do that if you have dry lips. But when you tape, you want to make sure that you put your lips together like this. So you don't tape right on the vermilion border, because if you put sticky adhesive tape, that's going to hurt when you pull it off. And like I said, leave a residue. And I don't recommend taping completely over kids' mouths, like in this video. So you can see when he pulls it off, it is a really sticky residue. So Somnifix is good because, like I said, it comes in these individual packages. Then you're going to pull the little backing off. And I do it with it down like this. When I first started using it, you can see the little hole in the middle. I did not like that hole because I was still breathing through it and drilling through it. And now that I've been taping for over a year, I try all these different tapes and go back and forth. I like that this covers the whole mouth. So again, you just put your lips together. And tape right over. So here's a video of a girl doing this. And you can see she's just putting it on. These are going to be one use only. I like the myo tape because I can yell at the dog and not have to take off the mouth tape. So again, this Somnifix, you can put it on this way. You can put it on this way, whatever way you're comfortable with. So very simple. You can see this comes off very easily. I feel that it's not sticky enough for me. And one of my favorite ones that I use a lot, especially with kids, is this company Myotape. They have Myotape Sport, Myotape Adult. A lot of times I will cut them. They teach you to put them around your lips. So these are the adult ones. I'm going to show you. You just peel this off and then you put it around your lips this way. So I find you can see that I can still talk with this, which is why I like it. I can yell at the dog. When I first started, I could get a drink, but what I found out is that I was still breathing through my mouth with it like this. So I don't like to use it like this. I like to cut it and then tape it a little bit differently. So I'm showing you that that's how they use it with this. And then I'm going to cut it. So you can make a bigger piece, you can make a smaller piece. This is kind of something that you're going to have to figure out personal preference, how you would like to tape. So this myo tape, you can pull it tighter. So when you use this tape, you can see that you can still open a little bit. That doesn't work so well with me being able to open. So I will take this and cut it into strips of 4. So I cut it here, and that gives me 4 nights. And when I first started using it, this is a little piece of it. It's the myo tape. I put it on this direction. But now I put it on this way, and usually I cut the pieces a little bit bigger than this one. This is a little smaller. And I just put my lips together like this and tape it across. I like the myo tape. You can see that it is stretchy. That's why you want a brand that's specifically made for mouth taping, because it is stretchy. And then the little kids ones are a little bit smaller, you can see, so they're going to be a smaller opening. And again, with kids, I recommend that if you're going to try taping with kids because they have their mouth open when they sleep or they're waking up with dry mouth, that they can breathe through their nose, and that you don't tape it directly over their mouth, and that you try it during the day when they're awake first. Don't try this at night when they go to sleep for the first time. So you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to have them put their lips together, and then you're going to tape around their lips. So you can see I can still talk with this. Hopefully they still don't sleep with their mouth open. And again, you're going to just have to try different things. I've had people take the tape and make an X with it like this. So it's going to be a personal preference. There's different tapes. You can see I have them all. I've tried them all. Buteco Breathing has some. You can break it into these strips and then you can cut it up. This is the number on here if you'd like to call them. You can cut it into whatever size you want, smaller, bigger. whatever you feel comfortable with taping. I'm not going to cut this one. And then there's also different tapes like this. 3M makes one that I really like. And then there's this kinesiology tape. It's sensitive. It comes in a big roll, so you can cut it the way that you want. So I took these pieces and cut them into smaller pieces. And so you can put one on the top. Again, this piece is probably a little bit bigger than I would use, but you can see you can just peel it off. And again, you can put it over the top and pull the lip down. So you can see how this doesn't leave a residue when I take off the mouth tape. And that's why you want, again, a brand that is specifically made for mouth taping. And it has been a game changer for me personally, because now I can sleep 6 hours without waking up. I was getting up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night to either get a drink, to go to the bathroom, to all the above. And now I'm actually sleeping, usually 6 hours before the dog wakes me up. But I am not getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I'm not waking up with a dry mouth. I'm not waking up with a sore throat. I'm not waking up with a headache. And I'm not waking up with a stuffy nose, which is crazy. My daughter brought a cat home a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I thought I was allergic to the cats. Come to find out that really all of this was my mouth breathing. And I still can't believe that this is not something that we're taught in hygiene school. It's not something that we have a lot of continuing education on. And this is just a road that I went down, a rabbit hole that I fell down because my daughter was wetting the bed and mouth breathing, getting dark circles under her eyes. Her pillows were on the floor. Her sheets were all messed up. She was having a hard time focusing. They diagnosed her with ADHD. And I knew she only acted that way when she was tired. So it's really important that you kind of watch what's happening with your kids. I mean, think about it. Are they going to tell you that they're sleep deprived? But you know, as an adult, when you are sleep deprived, you can't focus, you can't concentrate. Also, you put on more weight when you're not getting that good sleep and your circadian rhythm is all messed up and you're not getting good REM sleep because your cortisol levels rise. And then it makes it harder for you to lose weight. So if you're overweight, you might want to actually look at how you're sleeping and what you're eating. So diet, getting enough water, being hydrated, making sure you get good water, not water that has a whole bunch of crap in it, like most of our city water. You want to make sure that all that stuff is filtered out of there. An alkaline water, something that's going to be much better for you, but making sure that you're hydrated, making sure that you're not having alcohol or coffee or stimulants before you go to bed. That's going to make a difference. Doesn't affect everyone that way, but you all know to listen to your body and you know what foods are going to trigger you and not make you sleep. If I eat chocolate before I go to bed, I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't know about coffee, but if I drink alcohol, I don't sleep as well. This doesn't matter if I mouth tape or not, because I get hot and I get night sweats if I drink alcohol. So I just know that there's certain foods that are going to trigger certain things in my body, and I stay away from those, especially since the cancer. I've changed my whole life and added mouth taping, and it has made a huge difference for me. So if you'd like more information on mouth taping, on myofunctional therapy, on myofunctional disorders, what's happening in your mouth with your kids, go ahead and schedule a 15-minute consultation with me. I would be happy to help or get you to the right practitioner that can help you. And sometimes you might need more providers to figure out what is going on with you. If you can't breathe, you might need to see an ENT. If you have a forward head posture, you might need to see a body worker or a physical therapist. If you have a tongue tie where you can't lift your tongue up, you might need to see an oral surgeon, or an ENT can also release that tongue tie. Dr. Zaghi is in California. He works with the Breathe Institute. He's doing a lot of the research on this stuff. And you're going to see much more about myofunctional therapy, because this is something that's not talked about. It is the elephant in the room. Right? And when people are not healthy and mouth breathing, it is affecting their whole body. So the benefits of mouth taping are that you're going to be breathing through your nose. You're going to get more nitric oxide CO2 exchange, which then gives you more oxygen in the blood. It reduces your blood pressure. It helps reduce the cortisol and balance the hormones when you sleep. It will help restore your memories or set your memories while you're sleeping. And it's just going to make you healthier overall. So if you have kids that are having any of these issues, even sleeping with their butt in the air, their pillows being on the floor, tossing and turning, dark circles under their eyes, wetting the bed, night terrors, walking on their tiptoes, these are all signs of mouth breathing or an airway issue. And mouth taping, again, is going to be something that's going to help the sign or symptom, but it might still not address the underlying airway issue that you have. So you may need to work with an airway dentist, a myofunctional therapist, an ENT, a chiropractor, a body worker. This is a collaborative effect to get people to breathe better and to sleep better, because we need to go back to the basics, starting with oxygen, water, good water, nutrition, getting enough sleep, and respecting the one body that you get. Maslow's theory of hierarchy says that you can't thrive if you're not meeting your basic needs. And those basic needs are oxygen, water, nutrition, enough sleep, and respecting the one body that you get. And that's taking ownership of your health. You're the owner. You get to choose what happens, what you do with your body. So if you or a loved one are suffering from any of these things and I can help, you know where to find me. Click the link below, schedule a call with me. Some of these mouth tapes have an affiliate button down below. If you don't see them on there, just Google mouth tape. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, again, please reach out to me, because a healthy mouth is a healthy body and a happy, healthy life.